Greetings, cyberdogs and citizens of the internet. This is Ren Diggity Dog coming at you from the Kingdom Craft server just outside of Bevo LJ's amazing swamp village. In the previous episode, we were jamming with Iskall85 working on our harbor station and also trying to find a good spot to build the ziggurat of the Swamp Kingdom. In this episode, my friends, we're going to go on a little bit of a tour around Kingdom Craft here because it has been a while since we've been together. We are then going to be completing the railway line from the Mountain Kingdom to the Swamp Kingdom, and there are a couple other things that we need to get done in today's episode too, guys. It's going to be a jam-packed one. I hope you're comfy. I hope you are snack and tasty beverage loaded. Let's play some Kingdom Craft. Well guys, before we get going with today's episode, I got a bit of an apology to make to all of you Kingdom Craft fans out there. I know that it has been a while since the last Kingdom Craft episode. I know, guys. Okay? I know because I'm the one that hasn't been making the videos. And man, let me tell you, I am so happy to be back on the server. Man, I have missed this place so much. For those of you guys who've been watching my survival series, I have been preparing myself to basically have nothing else to do in July other than make YouTube videos, which is absolutely awesome. I've managed to negotiate a deal with my work that they have allowed me to spend July on making YouTube videos and releasing my game, which is absolutely awesome. Which means, guys, we have got a ridiculous amount of Kingdom Craft videos coming in July and a whole bunch of Kingdom Craft live streams too. So for those of you guys who are fans of Kingdom Craft and who have been missing it, we are back and expect loads of Kingdom Craft coming out of the Rendog channel over the next 30 days or so. But guys, man, I'm so happy to be here because you know what? We have got a whole bunch of new Kingdom Crafters on the server and they have been busy making some beautiful stuff. And you know what? I thought in this episode, why don't we take a little tour around here so I can show off some of the stuff that they've been doing. First and foremost, we are here in Bevo LJ's Swamp Village. And as you can see, it is just glorious. I love this place, man. Look at this. We've got a whole bunch of different houses around here. Each little house is completely different and all made out of different types of wood also. And I love the color contrast that we have here between the wooden blocks and the swamp around. And I love how this village basically goes all the way around the central giant tree. And it's all swampy down there. There's a whole bunch of janky ass frogs down there. Well, there's not really, but I'm assuming there are. There's frog lava and frog butt juice everywhere. Ugh, disgusting. But this village is such an epic build here in the Swamp Kingdom. I think it suits the Swamp Kingdom absolutely perfectly, man. It is beautiful. Look at the views that we have from here. Absolutely amazing. And it is basically a stone throw away from the station harbor that we're working on. And I think, yeah, this is the kind of the place where you can come and sleep. And looks like Bevo's keeping all of his jazz here. A beautiful place, an absolutely beautiful build. Well done, Bevo LJ. I am loving it, man. Now, we are currently working on this structure over here, which is the harbor station. It is a station that is that turns into a harbor. For those of you guys that can't remember, man, I'm derping out something crazy here. It's just let's just do a little bit of this action. Oh, no, that's a fail. All right, let's get one. Okay, fine. That's not gonna happen. Rusty as all hell on the Kingdom Craft server today, guys. Let's go this way instead, shall we? Can we hop up here? No? Okay. Yeah, alright. You know what? We're gonna do this the hard way. Oh, yeah, okay, fine. There we go. Done. Oh man, that was terrible. Anyway, here guys, we are in the station harbor and Iskall did a great thing for me in the previous episode. He made this auto boat dispenser, which is epic. Check it out. Pops out a boat, we get in the boat and we get dispensed into the Swamp Kingdom. How sweet is that? Absolutely beautiful, guys. And actually, this is going to take us straight on to the next thing that I wanted to show you today. This is one of the very first houses built in the Swamp Kingdom. This was made by a brand new Kingdom Crafter. Well, he's not that new any longer, but Wells Night Gaming made this beautiful freaking house. If you haven't seen the build yet, you guys need to go check it out. He did an amazing time-lapse video where he basically used a second camera to film the construction of this place. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this, man. Again, really suiting the Swamp Kingdom really well. All of these windows give us beautiful view of the swamp around us. Absolutely beautiful build. I love it, man. And I love the decks too, looking great. You know, the oak wood is really popping out of the really dull swamp kingdom here. Absolutely fantastical. Now, in the previous episode, we were over here trying to decide where to build the ziggurat, which was inspired by Johnny Medieval's lore. And we're going to be building it over here in the next couple of episodes or so. We're going to get cracking on that. But we do have a little bit more work to do on our own stuff before we head over into the Swamp Kingdom. Number one, I want to get this station harbor finished as soon as humanly possible, man. Seriously, we need to get this sucker up and running because currently, oops, my bad, the Kingdom Crafters have to use ender pearls to get between the Mountain Kingdom and the Swamp Kingdom. Not an ideal form of transport. I think y'all will agree. Now, for you Kingdom Craft fans out there who've been paying attention to all of our series, you will have noticed something that is looking kinda beautiful. Look at that, my friends. Oh, God, that is looking beautiful, man. I spent 2 or 3 hours with Iskall the other day on the server. We were just talking, you know, bonding, becoming even closer brothers than we already are. And I just spent a whole bunch of time working on this wall. And as you guys can see, it's looking beautiful. Can't wait for the sun to go down because it actually looks amazing at night. And Iskall and I popped a whole bunch of these orchids at the base here. Got it all of this beautiful foliage growing too, and that wall is just looking amazing, isn't it? What I want to do in this episode at some point is hang some vines from the wall just to complete the look. I think that's going to look absolutely fantastical. Now, what else do we have to show you guys? Man, there is so much to see actually. You know what? I think I'm going to actually ender pearl over the wall because the next part of this little intro tour that I want to show you is all the way on the other side. Let's see, can we get up there? Kaplooey! Alright, we got on top of the wall, sweet. And I want to show you guys some more of the builds around here because, as I mentioned, it has been about a couple of weeks since I've been on the Kingdom Craft server. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry, guys. But as you guys can see from here, we already see something beautiful over there that Cubfan has been busy on. We're going to go have a look at that in the cathedral. But yeah, oh, so glorious. Now, we have a new Kingdom Crafter on the server too, Stress Monster 101. She has joined us in the last couple of weeks, and she has also been busy working with Iskall on improving the warehouse, and I do believe that she's popped up a little house somewhere around here. Is this the Stress Monster's house? Yeah, here it is. Still a work in progress. She's still got to get her roof on, but looking absolutely beautiful. I'm loving the gradiated floor. Really nice work, Stress. So good to have her on the server too. Absolutely awesome character, really amazing person, and man, our server is just starting to really come together so nicely, guys. I am so freaking pleased. Here we are in the warehouse, and I want to show you guys something that Iskall, Cubfan, and Stress worked on. Have a look at this beautiful storage house that we got rocking up in here. Man, we've pretty much got a chest for everything that we are not storing in the Mountain Kingdom. You know, the Mountain Kingdom has various different places to store stuff. In the blacksmith, we are storing iron and ores and all that sort of thing. In the black market, we have all the weird stuff. And this is basically a place for everything else. Check it out. So and they've even named the item frames, which is great. So rare items are going in here, records and blaze rods and all that jazz. Diamonds are going in here, so gold and diamonds and coal and lapis. We've got mob drops all in here. We've got organics here and some hot blocks. I don't know what hot blocks are, but I suppose hot blocks are things that look hot. I guess so. Technical stuff over here for Cubfan and Iskall to get their teeth into. Pretty stuff over here. I like it. Wood goes here. Blocks, I guess just random blocks. Endstone and clay and hardened clay and whatnot. And construction gear goes over here. So absolutely beautiful work. I do believe there is something in here too. What the jazz? What? Okay, so there's an access to an ender chest right in here. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like a maintenance room, I guess. And I suppose to get into the back end of the auto-sorting warehouse, you got to go over the top there. So, yeah. Looking awesome, right? How beautiful is this warehouse, guys? Damn. Stress and Iskall did an amazing job in there. Now, I think there's only one more thing that I want to show you guys before we get cracking with today's episode, and that is what Cubfan has done inside of the cathedral. It is looking absolutely... Look at that. And actually, we've come at the perfect time, too, because the moon is arising, and Cubfan has added a fan freaking-tastic glass dome to the cathedral, and he's also added these sort of pillars to the corners too to sort of hold everything up. This is just looking beautiful, isn't it? Especially with the moon rising through it. Absolutely glorious build. Ah, man, this cathedral is so beautiful. Actually, there's one more thing that I want to show you guys, because I think the last time we were together, Cubfan was still working on the spires of the cathedral, and they are now finished, and you guys have got to see this. Oh, by the way, there's a whole bunch of weird buttons and stuff popping up around the kingdom. I don't know who's responsible for this, but I'm not going to press that because who knows? That could be connected to some sort of TNT. There's also a pressure plate over here. I'm not sure what's going on. There seems to be a mischievous kingdom crafter in our midst at the moment. Not been able to identify who it is yet, but I will find you, and revenge will be sweet. Anyway, guys, let's get all the way up to the Library of Kingdom Craftia balcony. Feast your eyeballs on this cathedral, guys. Look at that. Isn't that something? Oh, that is, I mean, look at that build. Absolutely amazing work. Ibsel, Cubfan and Iskal have just done an incredible job in that cathedral. It's certainly the most beautiful build, in my opinion, in the Mountain Kingdom. Absolutely glorious, a glorious build. Ah, so that's basically... Oh, actually, there's one more thing that you guys haven't seen yet. And this is actually a beautiful build too that I have been very excited to show you, because I don't think I've ever brought you guys up here. This is an ice farm put together by Bevo LJ, and as you can see, man, it is absolutely badass. Let's just take out these freaking skelebutts. Get off the cliff, man. There you go. Goodbye. Take sword to the brain. All right, have a look, guys. Basically, what Bevo did was he combined a beautiful build with an actual build that is useful. Instead of just making an ice farm, what he did was he built a ruin on top of this mountaintop over here, which is just amazing, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. And what happens is if you break the ice, you have to break it with obviously with a silk touch pickaxe, which I don't have right now. But we could probably chuck some flesh down there. What that is going to do, you can see that flesh is being transported. There's a whole transport network down there, which I believe delivers the ice directly to a chest next to the waterfall, as I understand it. I could be wrong about this, but I think there's a chest next to the waterfall down here, and that is where, yes, here it is. And using a network of hoppers, you can see this is where we get all the ice down here. And let's get this rotten flesh out of here. If you guys want to see how Bevo did that, go check out his Kingdom Craft episode for the ice ruin build. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely beautiful, man. Those are basically the things that I wanted to show you guys today. We are now up to date with what has been crafted on the Kingdom Craft server since we were last together. Looks like that Skelebut fell to his death and left us some golden armor. I'll take that, man. I don't mind. Oh, baby, you know it. The station is looking a lot different since the last time you saw it, man. The whole team has been helping me out on constructing the station. I have dug out all of the roofs above each of the platforms, looking absolutely badass, if I do say so myself. Look at this, guys. It is looking beautiful. So what I still need to do in the station, of course, is get all of the blocks in place. I don't know what we're going to do with this roof. I'm kind of thinking about using some stairs and maybe using some spruce wood logs also to make some excellent supports and whatnot. That could be pretty sweet. Why don't we put on some of this golden armor while we're at it? But yeah, guys, you can see progress is being made in the station. What Cubfan's going to do for me is he's going to make an auto minecart dispenser. When you cross this tripwire, it's going to dispense the minecart for us, and then you'll have a delay to get into the minecart and you will be able to shoot off. So that's going to be a kind of cool little bit of redstone work that Cubfan's going to help me with. Each of these platforms is going to be going to a different place. This one in the middle goes to the station dock in the Swamp Kingdom. This one is probably going to this one on the end is probably going to go back to spawn. This one, and then we have a whole bunch of other platforms to use to go to other kingdoms, which is really sweet, man. So this central railway station is going to be kind of useful for everybody, which is why I want to finish the connection. I've already done a little bit of work on the inside tunnel over here, which is looking pretty nice. What we need to do together is finish off this final section of it and then connect the railway line here so that we complete the line all the way to the station harbor over there. What I do want to do before we get to that, though, guys, is add a little bit of vineage. Oh, you butthole. Okay, the damage has been done. Doesn't look too bad, though. Okay, yeah, doesn't look too bad. Okay, whew, that could have been much worse than it actually ended up being, right? Oh, creepers, you bastards. Let's just do a little bit of repair work here, guys. There we go. Actually, that didn't turn out too bad, did it? Creeper could have done much worse than that. We need to get a fence in there, though. But that is cool. Now, what I wanted to show you when the sun was down was this beautiful wall. Check it out, guys. Iskall and I have added a little bit of glowstone hidden underneath these bushes. And as you can see, it just looks beautiful. But what I do want to do, I think, is just add a couple of vines hanging down the wall as we are in the Swamp Kingdom. I think that would be an absolutely awesome effect. So I kind of want to get maybe one hanging down from... I think we're going to have to just go up a little bit here. Let's just go up a bit. I think I want to add one vine up here, maybe. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. And maybe what we could do is hang one of the vines... Yeah, let's do this. This is going to be sweet. Let's hang one of the vines, like, yes, off one of these edges here. That could be pretty sweet. Yeah, let's hang it like that. Beautiful. So those are going to grow down and sort of cover the face of the wall, which is going to look awesome. Let's move down to the sort of middle of the wall, I think. We've got a vine growing on a bit of spruce log. So the next one, let's make sure that that does something a little bit different. Let's get that hanging down one of the walls. Just like that. Sweet. And maybe we can stick another one up there if we don't noob up. Let's stick another one over there. Sweet. And I don't want to go too crazy on the vines. I think we'll just keep it kind of simple. Maybe we just add one sort of halfway down here, like so. And let's do another one just around this region, I think. And then let's do another one right from the top, just over here, I reckon. And then that's going to be it. Parkour up there. Yep, sweet. All right, welcome back, guys. I am just working on finishing off this Swamp Kingdom tunnel. As you can see, getting there, slowly but surely. It's been a little bit of a grind because I've had to go back to the original tunnel that I made. I want the design to be exactly the same as that one, you know? Keep it nice and consistent. Make sure that all the railway tunnels that I build are the same so that you can recognize them when you're traveling through. But I think, yeah, that's looking pretty good. And what we need to do is add these little indents to the roof, which I really love. It's a really nice touch, which Iskall added, actually. So let's get that done. We'll do that with some slabbage. And yeah, we got some sweet ass spruce slabbage in here. Now what I do need to do though is escalify this tunnel also. It's looking all a little bit too plain. So let's get our trusty axe out and cut open a few holes here and there. And we can try and make this place look a little more worn, you know, like the idea is that these tunnels are old, man. They are not perfect. They've been here for a long ass time, transporting swamp people back and forth from the Mountain Kingdom, coming to do their trades and whatnot. Let's see if we can make some interesting little patterns over here. Let's also use some stairs. Are we out of stairs already? Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, man, I'm super excited about getting the station build finished. It's actually going to be, I think, much bigger than I originally anticipated it. It's, as you guys can see, it's a pretty ginormous area that we're going to be working in. But I'm confident that we're going to be able to do some cool stuff in here. I think I probably will need a little bit of help doing it, though. I know that Krillik is really keen to help me building this station. So hopefully Krillik and I can do a little bit of work together on that. But here we go. Let's just do a little bit of breakage. Yeah, that's looking sweet. And we've got a couple more to do here. Let's just make sure that we mix it up, though. We don't want everything to look exactly the same. There we go. That's looking awesome. What I would like to do is get some oak logs just to break it up even further. But for now, I'm pretty happy with that. Man, you step away from a server for just a couple of weeks and you turn into an absolute noob. I mean, seriously, guys. I thought I had completely prepared myself for today's episode, everything I needed in my inventory. And guess what happened? No andesite, no gravel. Like a noob. Anyway, there we go, guys. We've mixed that up quite nicely. Looking great. Now, I can't remember what we used for the actual railway track. Why don't we go have a look at the original design to see exactly what we should be using. I think it was cobblestone, right? Is it cobblestone? Yeah, it was cobblestone, so we're using the right stuff there. Just keep these doors closed. All right, sweet. So that has been a little bit of mixing up to those textures. Looking great. Skelebut. It is cute, but it is wrong. Oh man, own that bottle. So the next step that we need to do, guys, is of course get the railway line connected up. And that means we're going to have to do a little bit of redstone work over here to get the powered rails firing. We want to be able to take our Kingdom Crafters all the way up to the top. So let me get that installed, and we can also work a little bit on this ramp. It is looking absolutely butt ugly right now. So I will be back in a second. Does this ever happen to you guys? When you are working on a build and suddenly you get carried away, and 40 minutes later you realize that damn, you've been doing a butt ton of work and suddenly the build that you envisioned is finished. Check it out, my friends. I have been working my ass off on improving this ramp and it is looking pretty snazzy. I kinda like it, but I'm gonna need your guys' help for this one, man. I'm not entirely sold on the style of ramp that I've gone with. What I've tried to do is carry on this stair design that we've got going on along this railway line. I've tried to continue that up the ramp. I think it looks pretty sweet. I've also made the entire ramp out of powered rails. It gets us all the way to the top really nicely. And I think it's looking pretty decent. I like how right here is the end of the tunnel and the start of the ramp and the start of the swamp line. That looks pretty snazzy. I think, yeah, man, I'm digging it. I think it looks pretty awesome. And why don't we head all the way back into the railway station and take this minecart all the way back just to make sure that everything is functioning the way that we want it to. The tunnel is looking pretty awesome. I've got all the redstone lamps glowing. I've done all of the escalification to the walls. As you guys can see, it's looking gorgeous, man. And we go all the way back like this. Beautiful. Absolutely smooth as custard. Let's see if we can go all the way back again. Make sure we can get up that ramp. I have zero doubt that that will be possible considering the whole thing is made out of redstone powered rails. But you never know. You never know, guys. Got to do these A/B tests. Oh man, so awesome. And oh, there's one thing about this tunnel, guys, that I really, really love that I want to show you right now. Let's just see if we can go get up the ramp. Beautiful. There we go. All the way up the ramp. Perfect. Ah, lovely. I'm loving it. Now, guys, I want to talk a little bit about the design that I used for this ramp because it's kind of turned out way better than I thought it was going to turn out. And I wonder if you guys can spot why. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to think about it. Check it out, man. Somehow, by some miraculous act, I have managed to line up the final pillar of the tunnel, which is over there and over there, with the pillars of this tower. So essentially the very center of our line is exactly in the middle of this tower. And that is just absolutely beautiful symmetry, isn't it? It's just, oh, it's looking gorgeous. I love it. Now, again, I'm not sure what to do about this ramp. I don't know if we need to rework it a little bit. Maybe these stairs need to become solid blocks instead of stairs so that there's more of a gradient going on. But so far, so good. I'm digging how it's turning out, guys. And what I did want to do, though, while we're here and before we get over to the ziggurat, we're going to do a little bit of work on the ziggurat today. I want to try and add a little bit of variation to the heights of these pillars. A couple of you cyberdogs are pointing out that all of the pillars are exactly the same height right now, and it's looking kind of funky, and I agree with that much. So why don't we make like a couple of them a little bit higher? Maybe we can lower this one slightly. There we go, just to get a little bit of height variation in the build here. Let's get another one like so, and probably another one just over here will look pretty decent. Yep, there we go. Let's drop the height of this one as you come around the corner. There we go, perfect. Lovely, that's looking pretty freaking snazzy, if I do say so myself. Give me 1 second, man. I need a tasty sip of this H2O. Ah. The vinage on our walls is slowly but surely coming together. Looking very nice, man. There we go. Now, I wonder if we should add a few more of these spruce pillars to this corner. I'm thinking about maybe one more here somewhere, maybe in the very center of it. That could work. It looks like a creeper has actually been to town over here. All right, let's do a little bit of repair work here. Do we have any fences? No, we don't have any fences. Creepers, creepers, creepers. Either a creeper or an enderman. Although now that I'm thinking about it, the last time I was on the server with Iskall, a creeper went off in this general area, very close to Iskall, and he promised to fix my railway line, but he hasn't fixed it entirely, so you damn Swedish butthole, I'm angry with the ass. Anyway, let's see if we can get one more pillar in here, shall we? Now, is there a center? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect, there is a center. It's going to be the fourth one from here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Got to try stay on the fences though. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is the center. So maybe what we do is add, yeah, let's add a pillar right here. Perfect. Let's get a little bit of pillar action going on. And let's go all the way up. Awesome. And let's get some vinage on here too. There we go. All right, sweet. Let's have a look. That's definitely looking better, right? With the pillars looking not all the same height. Check it out. Yes, that's definitely added a little something, something to it. Beautiful. I'm loving that. Now, let's go around the corner here. Maybe this one needs to be one higher too. If I can get up there. Let's just do a little bit of noob action here. And there we go. Yeah, let's make that one a tiny little bit higher. And as you come around the corner, let's lower one of these. Let's see. So as you come around, yeah, let's lower this one, I think. There we go. Nice. We can heighten this one a tad. Maybe get this one really, really high. Maybe a couple of logs up like that. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. And then we can raise the height of maybe this one. There we go. Okay, now that's looking a lot more rustic and a lot more in line with what the Swimp Kingdom would be like. The freaking Swimp Kingdom. But you know, the guys are not going to be working 100% accurate. They are pagans. They are people of the swamplands. They have been put, you know, they cut down trees. They laid them up here. They didn't really care how tall they were. If one was shorter than the other, it didn't really bother them that much. So I think that works absolutely gorgeously. Looking beautiful, man. Beautiful work. All right, man. Making some serious progress in today's episode, guys. I am super pumped for right now, though, because we get to go and work on something that I've been thinking about for weeks now. And we are going to be working on a ziggurat, a temple in the middle of the Swamp Kingdom. And this was a little bit of lore submitted by Johnny Medieval, an absolutely beautiful bit of lore too. So let's get ourselves in a boat, get shot off into the Swamp Kingdom and head all the way out to the ziggurat building area. Now, for those of you guys who didn't watch the previous episode, well, I am angry with you, but fair enough. It's been a while. Maybe some of us have forgotten what this ziggurat is going to be all about. The idea of this ziggurat is that from the top of the Library of Kingdom Craftia, all the way up there, we want to be able to look across the Swamp Kingdom, and at the very back of the Swamp Kingdom, we want to see a beautiful giant structure, just like you can see the cathedral when you are in the Mountain Kingdom. And have a look at this skyline right now, guys. Isn't this something? Even all the way over there, we have in the distance, in the fog, we have the wall just making up the skyline of the Mountain Kingdom with Bevo's ruins up there, looking absolutely amazing. And of course, that is the Library of Kingdom Craftia right there. What a glorious skyline we've got going on. But this is the spot where Escal and I decided would be a pretty good position to build this giant temple. Now, the idea that I have for this temple is making something that's kind of like a Mayan temple. It's going to be a pyramid structure with staircases running up the sides of it. Just like you have those Mayan temples in South America, something like that I think is going to look pretty decent. Now, what we do need to make sure, though, is that when we are standing on top of the Library of Kingdom Craftia, we're going to be able to see the temple in the distance, or else it's going to basically not achieve what we want. So I think the first thing that we need to do is sort of figure out exactly how big we want this temple. I want the staircases going up the temple to be at least 3 blocks wide, right? So why don't we just do a little bit of foundation work here? If we say that the stairs going up the temple are going to be 3 blocks wide, let's just put it like that randomly, right? No problem. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be directly in the center. But if we have a look at these lily pads which Krillik has laid down, these lily pads basically show you the route that the river takes through the Swamp Kingdom over here. We're going to have a quick look at what this is looking like. So I don't want the ziggurat to be imposing itself upon this river. This is the deepest part of the swamp over here. You can actually see it running under the water. We don't want the ziggurat to be anywhere near here. So actually having it right on the edge is perfect, and I don't think we want to head in that direction anymore, so we probably want to go in this direction. Let's have a look. How many blocks have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. plus the 3 is going to be 9, plus the 6 is going to be 15. We want to keep this an uneven build, I think. So if we go 15, if we add another... Uh-oh. Gonna drown. If we add another 7... It's 5, 6, 7... That should give us... Yeah, that's a pretty big... That's going to be a pretty big structure over there, right? And I think we'll probably have to move the center, the staircase center, a little bit in this direction. Let's just get rid of this. Man, I really need to get myself some armor with Aqua Affinity on it, right? All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from the end of that staircase. And from this side, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. All right, man, we nailed that one first time. Epic. All right, so what I want to do is get up the pillars on the sides of this so that we can go up to the top there and have a look back at the foundations, just to make sure that we can see everything, well, at least see the front of the temple all the way up to the top of the temple. That's the most important thing. So let me get these foundations down, guys, and we will have a look at what it looks like all the way from up there. Final ender pearl in the air. Oh no, not quite. Almost got there. Okay, so let's have a look, guys. If we are looking from here, oh no, we can't even see anything, can we? I might need to get a few torches though to be able to see it. That's not great. If we increase the view distance though, let's have a look. If we do render distance to 12, is that going to allow us to see it? Yeah, we got to have our render distance at 12, and that lets us see all the way to the back of the temple. Creeper, I do not have time for your butt. Did you just make your way through the maze? Oh, isn't that cute? He made his way out of the maze and then died like a noob. Okay, so if we are standing over here, we'll be able to see the whole temple, which is great. But the question is, if we are up here on the balcony of the library, so let's just get up there, will we be able to see the temple from here? Well, we're going to see the very front of the temple from here. We're not going to see the top of the temple, though, unfortunately. So, unless, of course, we up our viewing distance. Let's do our render distance to, say, 16. That might force us to lag, though, which is definitely not something that I want to happen. Okay, it looks like we're not going to be able to increase our view distance, so we might need to push the temple maybe 3 or 4 blocks forward, I guess. Which is not ideal. Lots and lots and lots of work to be done on this temple to figure it out. But yeah, if we increase our view distance to 16, we'll be able to see the top of the temple from the very edge here, which is not, yeah. But guys, you can actually see here exactly what I was talking about. If we come to this position, you can see exactly where Krillik has laid the lily pads. You can see the center river flowing through the Swamp Kingdom. And we do not want that ziggurat to be imposing on this, because this is basically like the highway. If you are in a boat, you're going to be following this this line, and this center area is going to be lined with houses, right? So it's literally going to be like a road. If we push that temple into this river, I don't think that's going to, it's not going to be ideal, is it? I think we're probably just going to have to go with what we've got here, guys. But let me have a quick look at the forward foundations of that temple and see if there's anything we can do. You know what, my friends? I think this might be crazy enough to work, man. I've pushed the entire temple 3 blocks in this direction. You can see I've moved the front pillars to this location, and it's literally on the very edge of the water highway here, so it is not encroaching on that. And I think this is going to work quite nicely. Looking from up here, it's looking pretty decent. Now, what I want to do is take down this old pillar, and the last thing that I want to try in today's episode is to see how high we could take our staircases. Now, what we are going to be doing with this ziggurat is that underneath the water level, we are going to have chambers that have been flooded. The idea being, in the lore submitted by Johnny Medieval, that this used to be a beautiful plains, and it was flooded at some point in history. And so this ziggurat, a quarter of it is underwater, and there's going to be chambers underwater, chambers with maybe loot in them or something like that, something really, really sweet. But yeah, that's the plan. So that is why I've started the build from under the water like this. And I think what I'm going to do, let's just build a standard staircase like this all the way up to that center pillar and see how high we can actually make this current build of the temple. Yeah, that's definitely not going to be high enough, my friends. That is only about 7 steps out of the water, and we need this temple to be much higher than that. I think it's because the foundations of this temple are about, what, 4 blocks underneath the water level? So that's kind of challenging here. Yeah, this temple's going to have to be much higher. We might need to raise the whole thing up to maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 blocks below water level. So the foundations of the temple might need to start here, I guess. Oh man, we're going to have to try some different methods here, guys. What I was experimenting with was making the staircase itself stick out a little bit more. You know, in these Mayan South American temples, they kind of look like pyramids, but then they have these staircases that are on the 4 sides of the pyramid. And generally, those staircases sort of stick out of the pyramid structure, right? So check it out, something like this. Let's just do a little bit of experimenting here, get a couple of these staircases out. Of course, this is going to raise, every time we make the staircase 1 block thicker, it's only going to raise the whole pyramid by 1. So that's not an ideal solution, I'm afraid. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit higher for sure. I mean, we may need to even go 1 more, maybe. Well, from up here, it feels kind of high, right? I mean, it's pretty high. I mean, we might be able to even go 1 more up. I mean, what we could essentially do is sink the foundations of the temple deep into the lake. Oh, that actually might be quite awesome. If maybe one side of the temple is a part of the waterway system, so literally it sort of makes up one of the walls of the waterway system, that's sort of one way we won't be encroaching on it. You see, we're actually now about to get down into the water system. So we could actually continue to raise this, maybe a couple more blocks up. That could work. I think this might work, guys. It may just look like a solid chunk of cobblestone right now, guys, but trust me, it is gonna be beautiful. It's starting to look a little bit better. Still not as high as I would want it, to be honest with you. I mean, there's only one more sort of test to do, and that is to have a look at this from the top of the mountain there. But yeah, look at that. It's starting to, yes, it's starting to come together. It's starting to look like an imposing feature of the Swamp Kingdom. Want it, of course, to look absolutely insane from a distance, though. The cathedral really sticks out so much, and I think it's because of those really tall spires that it's got going on. We might need to try and figure out something along those lines too. But let's get all the way up here and have a look. Well, it's looking kind of cool, right? If we think that the temple goes up to this level, yeah. We could extend the size of the temple to the back, right? So we could make it a much bigger square, but send the square backwards, and that'll help to increase the height of it. Yeah, that could work. Man, so many awesome things to try with this temple, guys. It is going to be awesome. Oh man, I've been having so much fun in the Kingdom Craft server today, guys, but unfortunately we have run out of time. Oh man, if only we had more time in our lives. But guys, I hope you have enjoyed it. There's actually just one more thing that I want to show you, and I've saved the best for last, my friends. We have been working hard to try and find an interesting location for our nether portal. And check it out, Cubfan Iskall and I managed to find a really cool place for our nether portal. It is right here in the secret entrance to the black market. Have a look at that. Isn't that glorious? It's absolutely beautiful, man. Look at this. It adds these sort of pink sparkles to the water, making this place even more mysterious. And it's kind of put a really decent place for our nether portal, rather than just sticking it up on the side of a mountain or something. It's actually now fitting into the lore quite nicely. It's a part of the black market. It is a part of the Caravan Emporium that they don't want anyone to know about, because of course this takes them to their underworld masters via this freaking portal over here. But anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. I've had a freaking blast. This has been Ren Diggity Dog playing on the Kingdom Craft server. We will see you in the next episode.